morning, everyone. We are here with Commissioner John Wiley Price, phenomenal leader of the Dallas Metroplex area. Today we have guests today. I am Jasmine Greer. Yeah.
I'm Nicole Johnson.
I'm Ester.
And today we are just here having just doses of wisdom and knowledge given to us this morning from Commissioner Price. Nicole, did you have something you wanted to talk to him, ask him?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. So according to some research that we did find out that the average American ages 20 to 34 reads about 0.11 hours a day. So it's not really an hour a day. And we heard that you used to purchase 10 books at a time. Is there a reason why you purchased 10? Is that a special number?
Well, not necessarily. One of the things we did, first of all, I go back to Emma Rogers and Ashura Toshaway when they were selling books out of the back of their automobile. I remember when they started on Westmoreland. I remember when they came to Wynwood, Black Images book was on. I also saw the Pan-African connection, begin to understand that and do a connection. No, before Oprah had a book club, we had a book club on Talkback. And I was able to use that creative space to talk about, we're going to talk about national, we're going to talk about, and of course my passion at the time was Geronimo Pratt, and the fact that everybody was talking about Nelson Mandela, but nobody was talking about Geronimo Pratt. Everybody was talking about now, Judith and the Black Messiah. But those of us who understood that whole movement, we understood what was going on. And so long before Johnny Cochran was under the OJ white Jeep getaway, he was Geronimo Pratt's lawyer. Yeah, I mean, that's the way Johnny Cochran came think. And Geronimo Pratt spent as long in prison in this country as Nelson Mandela did in the Union of South Africa. Okay? Same thing, 28 years. And so I wanted people to know. And so I moved that broadcast around to the various vendors and business, and one of my favorite saying was, did you shop with African Americans today? Oh, by the way, if you did, who the hell do you think did? Those are my exact words. None. If we're not spending, if we're not recycling, we must be the one. And so no, I made sure that people got books. I still do that. In fact, I'm dealing with one now that talks about, in fact, I just ordered from Pan Africa, the wealth, the white wealth in this country by Sister Professor Brown. My point is, you can never go wrong. My colleagues on this commissioner's court, they can tell you, they get black books from me all the time. If I want to deal with them, I'm giving them a book. I would not have you be ignorant, my brothers and my sisters. Charles, they've gotten that book from me. I guarantee you they've gotten at least 4 books. That's what they get. That's my Kwanzaa gift. Not because of Kwanzaa. If you understand the concepts of Kwanzaa, then you're constantly in that mindset. You never get an opportunity to vacate. That's what I tell people. I've been here 46 years. I've never had a vacation. Because when I vacate, I'm gone. I'm gone. I ain't got time. I am on it. And they will tell you, I say it on the court for the record, nobody can match my time in attendance every day, 7 days a week. I don't have no time. I bought in. I am the beneficiary. The other day, I get a chance. I'm looking at these voter registration cards. White folks in there ain't have to do poll taxes. They had to do literacy tests. 99% of our people don't know anything about that, even though they saw Oprah in how many jelly beans are in the jar, how many hairs are on a dog's back. get the literacy test. Know what we've had to come through. I've got a 100% voting record since I've been 18. I am 71, going on 72. I've never, ever, ever, ever missed an election because I understand public policy. I understand what public policy does. You know, we now talk about Reconstruction. I'm still in Reconstruction. We're in the third Reconstruction. But you know, the travesty is, we don't know nothing about the first Reconstruction. We definitely don't know about the second one. And the second one came under Obama. That was the second coming of the Reconstruction. I again, in court the other day, I had the opportunity to make a comment about Obama. And I know it wasn't well taken. The problem with his 2008 act, unlike the American Rescue Act now is that he saved the car industry. President Obama saved the car industry. But guess what he didn't do?
What's that?
He did not make sure that black dealerships were an integral part of it. And so the Fords and the Chryslers and the General Motors of the world basically wiped out. That's black middle class. And we didn't do that. But if you're not conscious, you don't do that. And so that's the reason. If you read, you lead.
That's right.
If you read, you can lead.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Commissioner Price. I just want to say thank you
Yes.
for giving us this time. As a young black man, for me, I'm very intrigued on your vigor and your fire. So I would say, what are your challenges at this time in your life? How are they different from I guess, when you started till now?
They're not. I'm in a better position now. I'm in a position. Last night we had a Kwanzaa Fest meeting, and like she said, I think she said she was 29. I started Kwanzaa Fest 29 years ago. 29. Well, it's really close to 30 because we missed the last year with the
I'm
pandemic.
showing the picture you showed me.
Yeah.
He sent me a picture.
And the thing is, we started it. It came out of, again, yeah, and Jesse. That picture there with Jesse Jackson in 1984, again, I'm putting it in historical context. I was living at 406 East 5th Street. I ran my first campaign 36 years ago out there. But we also ran Jesse's campaign. We ran Jesse's campaign and my campaign out of the same place. Most people don't realize in 1984, Jesse won Dallas County. That whole year, if you understand all of the politics. When we went to the state convention, you do what they call under the DNC, Democratic National Committee rules, you apportion the delegation. Jesse did not have enough support because it was primarily black folk. Only somebody who I'll always have some admiration for was a young, skinny white boy by the name of Jim Hightower. He was the agricultural commissioner for Texas. He came out and supported Jesse. Only one. He did it publicly. And to show you, it wasn't just a position. This is the same white brother who had fashioned a different conduit for black farmers to get their product to market in Texas. See, again, if you don't know this, you don't know about your allies. And he did that. Now, you know, when he supported Jesse, didn't surprise me. But Jim did that. Jim made sure. Now, isn't it interesting now? And when's the last time y'all did some study on black farmers and what's happening to black farmers in this country? We were there. But he was created as the agricultural commissioner. That's the reason I don't like Rick Perry. Because when Rick Perry, who eventually became the governor, who eventually became whatever he is, tell you what he did. You know how he ran his campaign? Against Jim Hightower. That's the way he came to power. He ran against Jim Hightower, and all he said was he supported Jesse Jackson. That was it. You got to know. And my court, and people will tell you, When Perry was governor and he came here, I told him, I said, let me know. I don't want to embarrass y'all because I'll lead the bill. I'll be like Elvis. I'll lead the bill. You know, you really don't want me to have to confront it because I can never get that out of my mind. I know why he won. And so you got to know the history. And if you don't read it, you don't keep up, then there's no way to know. We've had only once since Reconstruction, we've only had, well, not counting the Republican side with Williams, who's now at the University of North Texas. They let him be railroad commissioner, and nice guy, out of Fort Worth. They let him be railroad commissioner, and then he decided he's going to run for, I think it was lieutenant governor. Anyway, they showed it. But at the end of the day, you're going to have one African American, and a guy named Morris Overstreet from Amarillo, Texas, who in fact rode the coattails of Ann Richards, who was really a county commissioner before she became governor. You know, and so if, like I said, when you know where all the bodies are buried, when you know what's going on, then you can speak. You can speak boldly. You know, the other day with them, you know, the gay thing ain't new for our community. Bernard Ruskin was gay. Bernard Ruskin was responsible for the March on Washington. King gets credit, but it was Bernard Ruskin. You gotta know our history.
Right. 36 years, district commissioner. The responsibilities of that. What did you say? 1 year he
painted the billboard.
You know, but you know why? Because again, I was on the radio, and what I was saying on the radio is that disproportionately. See, we talk about illegal drugs. I was talking about illegal drugs, and what I did is I challenged this community. I said, go north, and I went after the billboard industry. I said, go north. Find out how many displays are in their community that displays alcohol and tobacco. I even had a white boy testify at my trial, said he took that challenge on and he found I was correct. But they were the one that they arrested me was right next to an apartment complex. Yeah, we took it all. Black folks drink malt liquor more than any other group. That's considered to be the chitlin of beer. In other words, it's kind of rough, and it impacts you. So when you look at cirrhosis of the liver, yeah, I mean, if you think, just look and see where liquor stores are in our community, and then drive north. You know, so yeah, so I took that on. I talked to the billboard industry before I did it. They told, oh yeah, I did. I told them the outdoor, they're called the outdoor board industry. I talked to them, and they said if I did that, they were going to have me arrested. I said okay, fine. But I knew that, and when I pled to that destruction, they had to drop the charges against the other brothers who had joined in, because they also did it. But to show you how people do it, again, you got to know the history. They tried to come after me under the RICO Act, organized crime, for paying the billboard. But that's it. If you don't know your history, don't repeat it. So what? Everything I've done, it's not about me. I've never had a drink. I've never had a drink of beer. I've never drink of wine. I don't drink. I'm a totally. I've seen what it does to. I've never had a drink. Never, ever, ever. And I'm okay with that. Okay. My point is, I saw the devastation, and I see the devastation it continues to do. Wasn't it interesting in the so-called COVID era? Guess what? What's it? liquor stores were open.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, liquor stores were open.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, I think, again, we've got to know, and we've got to speak to it.
Yes.
That's the reason you saw me do what I did when I went to, came to court.
Yeah.
I was, I understood, barbershops and beauty shops in terms of our community, but we've got to be able to know our history. And if you know it, then you, as Du Bois said, you're not doomed to repeat it.
Yeah. I'm going to take a break.
Oh, okay.
I know that you mentioned that you painted the billboards. Now, tell me about this cherry picker. I heard about a cherry picker.
Well, that was a cherry picker you lie now. What the first one I did, about the time I really got arrested, I was on top of a 1948 sedan delivery. That had my name on it, like Nuestra Hombre en el Centro Price. And so, and it's interesting how people said, I cannot believe you was on top of that vehicle painting. Now, there are billboards, and then there's what in our community they call spooners. Those are the little small boards, okay? This one was kind of in the medium. There's a medium. And again, it was right next to the apartment. So it indicated, and I think this was the one, either my guys painted the one with the sister that was pretty seductive in the display regards to alcohol, but I think I did the one with cigarettes. I guess we did so much because, like I said, I knew they were going to arrest me no sooner than I went up on the board, and so I did that. But I had some of the other warriors. They were out there. I mean, the Vincent Hall of the world. I mean, they filed a charge on Vincent Hall. Zach Thompson, they filed on Zach Thompson. They filed on. And see, so when I made my plea to the court, my plea was you dismiss all the charges on them.
Right.
Okay? Because that's part of leadership.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, be out there. People used to say something about picketing.
Right.
Why? You stand back and be the general.
Now you just said leadership.
Yeah.
You said leadership. What did you have to ask him?
Well, it kind of resolved around the same with challenges and different, battles you have to face. But as far as speaking to the millennials, which is 25 to 4 years old, what would you have to say to that group?
Are you willing to sacrifice and take the slings and arrows? And just how committed are you? Leadership requires real commitment. I talked about being bold, I talked about being courageous, but you got to sacrifice.
Yeah.
I don't expect nobody to feel sorry for me. I've been 46 years and ain't taking no vacation. I bought into that. I bought into that with this community.
Yeah.
I sacrifice at that level. I'm here. They will tell you. My colleagues always want to know how I get so much intel. If somebody tells me they want to meet with me at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm there. When we run a 24/7 operation around here, custody, whether it's adult custody or juvenile custody, I expect those individuals who work 24/7, I expect them to see me. So if it's Friday night, I show up. If it's a holiday, I appear. If it's shift change in the morning, I'm there.
Yeah.
Leadership says, as my dad would say, you rather see a sermon than hear one. At the end of the day, what do they see that you're willing to sacrifice for? Anybody can posture. And that's not just a millennial. Some of them folks in my generation too. It's posturing. You know, it's posturing. Certain things you cannot call me up and ask me to do. You know, I'm not, may you rest in peace. Al Lipscomb used to say, former city councilman, former real activist in the community. Everybody talk about, oh, I'm an activist. Now, hell no, you're posturing. You probably have to cut this out, but you're a camera hole. You know, I mean, come on. You're not a. Al Lipscomb had the South Dallas community center. Al Lipscomb was doing what I'm doing from that venue, and eventually springboard into being elected. But he just said, I'm not going to buck dance for you. Buck dance, you got to do the history again. Understand what that
Buck
means?
dance.
Buck dance. Y'all Google everything else. Google that. Google buck dancing. But you know, what he's saying is, you know, I'm not going to, slap and, it ain't me.
Yeah.
If I got to go along, then so be it. You know, like I said, I run up against a lot of black folks. Same thing. It ain't just white. It's a lot of black folk.
I'm gonna say this, Commissioner Price. Again, I want to thank you for taking out your time, because this passion, this is what love is. I am currently working on a documentary with Irma P. Hall. I want to show you a picture. Look, I have this picture of y'all.
I love me some Miss Irma.
Oh my gosh, she's phenomenal, and it's leaders right here in our community. You know, and this is what I'm trying to link together. Millennials, the generations after. We have the examples here, but as you said, if you don't do your research and use your resources and know what you have in front of you, how can you claim what God has already placed? You know.
But you got to be connected, and Irma P. Is connected. She and I, we've done some things. We've done some readings together, at presentations and all. But she's connected. That's the key. Do you realize how many people meet me every day? Oh yeah, I love me some Miss Irma.
Yes.
You know how many people meet me every day and say, you don't have no bodyguard? Are you kidding me? First of all, I ain't got one, because I don't want no witnesses what I might do. That's number one. But number two, how am I going to be afraid? I've looked at my history. How am I going to be afraid? I am the beneficiary. And I want y'all, when y'all see me, say, he's great, but he knows he's crazy. All black folks prayer, I understand every day more and more. I woke up this morning clothed in my right mind with a reasonable portion of health and strength. Now, why was I left as part of the team? Okay? I still got something for it. Faith and fear cannot dwell in the same temple. And when you believe that, Daddy, you say, they can't eat you. I mean, don't worry. I can't even fathom. Sometimes I can't fathom what people have gone through. Recently, I don't watch much television, like you said, trying to read. And so I don't have them Hulus and Holos and whatever else y'all got. But anyways, they told me I could get it for, free for 30 days. So I just want to see one thing. United States versus Billie Holiday. No, if you haven't seen it, see it. It ain't Lady Sings the Blues. That's the history. And it's the real history. She was already right here in my admiration. She's up there now. Let me tell you something. The United States versus Billie Holiday, the reason the government came after her, because she had a song, and even white folks loved her. This white boy took her to Carnegie Hall. Strange Fruits. Now 99% of y'all ain't even heard of that. Y'all ain't even heard of Strange Fruit. And it was about lynching. She was singing about lynching, and the government wanted her to stop. They They wanted her to stop, and she refused. They sent a brother, like just like Judas and the Black Messiah. They sent a brother after her. And I'm not gonna mess up the story for you. See ya.
I'm like, is he telling us the story?
Oh no, I ain't gonna mess it up. I'm gonna tell you just enough. Just like y'all be on the T's and all that stuff. I'm gonna tell you just enough. The United States versus Billie Holiday. I mean, I've always, the Lady Saying the Blue thing was, really nice, and Diana did a good thing. The United States versus Billie Holiday, it's the real deal. And it shows what the government does when they don't like what it is you do. And the same way with airlines. We've had, that's what I said. All white folk think, man, you can get some intel and something like that. All you gotta do is be listening. But if you know your history, then you know that. You know that really Underground Railroad. You really know that. But the problem is we don't know our history. And so therefore, whatever opportunity, we don't get a chance to say that. So when somebody comes back and reads what happened in court on Tuesday, they're going to say, not only did he check the LGBT community with regards to, the riot they had versus, I went through the litany. New Orleans, Slocum, Texas. I talked about the only sister who had been hung in this state because her master tried to rape her and she took an axe, split his head. Mr. Brooks Love, right over at the old red courthouse. And then they took him and took him down to the corner of Acton and Commerce, hung him and burned him, and then skinned him and sold, but I made him put a historical mark over there. So they fashioned the mark. I said, hold on. I don't want the marker. I'm going to get a chance to have the last edit. And I said, again, court record with you. I'm going to have the last edit. Okay? You don't let nobody else do the narrative. Don't let nobody else tell the story. And as long as I've got strength, that's what y'all got to see. That's what you got to do.
Okay. Now, listening to you today, I'm going to say this because you're right. The generations following don't know the history and what's going on now. So what I'm asking is that we tell your story. However we put it together, but I want to make a movement. I want to do something that will, because right now mental illness it's at an all-time high, especially in the millennial generation. And it's because it's what do I do, where do I go, baby?
But you can't believe the hype. I'm gonna get into this COVID thing because y'all go crazy. Talking about I'm out here talking to these young folks. I'm well, it made me sterile. It'll look.
Yeah.
Hey. and misinformation again. Bad blood. The Tuskegee experiment was not the fact that the government gave us syphilis. And if you saw when I took my first shot, I stood there and gave a 20-minute press conference. Al Sharpton called me. And he said, bro, I'm just so glad. Because apparently it hit Russ Martin's unattached, unchained, or whatever the rest of that. But anyway, Roy Martin. The government didn't give us syphilis. The government knew we had syphilis and withheld the vaccine. They monitored us to see what kind of impact it was going to have on our system. Because, when you really get into this whole thing of melanin, and I know we supposedly all, kind of, look at it, it's different. But you're not going to know that because you haven't done the study. And so I use that time when I'm supposed to be in kind of a respite after I took my shot. I stood there and I said, That's misinformation. The government withheld the vaccine.
Yeah.
We're trying to get the vaccine. You know, and it is, you know, it is what it is. I mean, America still leads the world in the number of people who died from this pandemic, and disproportionately. Kwanzaa Fest, and I'm talking about being creative again. That 29 years of Kwanzaa Fest, we were the medical home annually for black folk. We disproportionate. How many drive through the white community? How many of those kidney dialysis places do you see in the back? You'll see it. I'm back to that impact. How many do you see? They're on every corner in our community. A kidney deal is $1,200 an exam, a screen. $1,200. We get them free at Kwanzaa. Okay? But most of us don't know. And we don't know how much of it's hereditary in terms of kidney disease. But I dare you to drive north and find those kidney dialysis. And when you pass by them at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, they're already packed. You got to understand the history. And again, Kwanzaa Fest did that for 29 years. But guess what? Obama, in the Affordable Care Act, in the 3rd year, hospitals or medical healthcare institutions no longer could just do a study. I've been in this court talking about CDC for 20 years. Same 5 zip codes. You know, it's a reason we stayed in Fair Park. Impacted zip code, vulnerable zip codes. That's the reason. Kwanzaa Fest did that. But guess what? You're talking about me changing now. You know what the difference is now? Under the CHNA, the Community Health Needs Assessment, 3rd year of the Affordable Care Act, they got to implement a plan. And not only did we do the study, and you may not remember, the study said black folks who live south, people live south of 30, live 23 years less than people who live north. If you look at all the EPA stuff, where do they place the garbage collection in? Where are all of that? And see, we still not talking that. But anyway, under the CHNA now, guess what? I'm in the driver's seat. I get a chance to talk about appropriations. That's money. How much money are you going to put in this behavioral health? Okay? By the way, I got a sister hitting it up. How many community health workers you going to have? Diabetes? I don't need you to do education. I need you to do some other things. How much you got appropriated?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, our budget, if you think, tune into Parkland's budget, as we as a Commissioner's Court are responsible for their budget, for setting their tax rate and their budget. $1 billion institution. So now they're in charge of CHNA, Community Health Needs Assessment. Okay? How much money are we putting? And so now I'm not in a position of just talking about it or talking about an annual meal. No, you got metrics you got to meet now. I want to know what's your performance. Okay? And I'm talking about millions of dollars. I guarantee you, out of $1 billion budget, you're going to have somewhere between $16 and $20 million appropriated under the Community Health Needs Assessment, which means you're going into our communities. I'm going to hire, and go out, and I'm requiring metrics. But you got to do that. You can't use positions to posture. Like I tell them, I'm a workhorse. I ain't no show horse. You know, I mean, the day I no longer want to come in here and put in a photo, I'm gone. I'm tired. I'm gone.
Can I say this?
Sure.
The title of this documentary is Love Still Lives. What I believe is you cannot have the passion. You can't get up and get angry, paint billboards, get arrested. You're not going to do that if there's no love involved.
Love is a verb.
Mm-hmm.
Just that simple.
It's-
Love is a verb. You know, I know a lot of folks want to talk
Just
about
say
it. Most people want to talk about it as a noun. But it's a verb.
Indeed.
What you do.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So, I mean, hey, you're exactly right.
Yes, sir.
Show me what you're gonna
Yes,
do.
sir.
I don't want to hear that. Don't tell me you love me.
Yes.
Show me.
Yeah.
Show me. Don't tell me you love this community. Show me.
You love this district.
Yeah.
Wow.
Powerful.
You love this district. Well, again, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Yes,
No,
sir.
thank y'all. Yeah, you know, y'all keep thanking me. Thank y'all. Just the fact that, you know, that interest
Yeah.
is even there. You know, and it ain't never about me. It's about, like you said, it's about the love. The love that I have, you know. Again, told my court the other day.
Yeah.
Law enforcement took white kids home, but in the juvenile system, they arrested us. And so I talked to them about the Anna Casey Foundation. We changed that. I talked to the new police chief. I talked to the former police chief. You know, cite and release. I didn't support it because I got 60% of Dallas County. And they just want to do cite and release just in Dallas. I said, oh, hell no, let's do it all over. You know, that's just 2 ounces of marijuana and less. Again, just like I told y'all, I ain't drink, I ain't smoke.
Yeah.
But you know, but 2 ounces, everybody else is legal. And when they did, even when they did cite release, they were arresting us. The ACLU, even SMU came out 2 weeks ago and said that Anglos use marijuana at 4 times the rate of African Americans and Hispanics. Well, guess what I did in the presentation? I said I want to see how many folks we have arrested from that place where that school is. I'm talking about SMU, Highland Park, and the University Park. I want to see. Tell me how many arrests we done made for marijuana. You know what? We have. And the reason is they write them a ticket for paraphernalia. It's a class C. Doesn't go on their record, does not impact them getting housing, does not impact them getting a job. We had to change the policy here about folks who smoke marijuana and whether or not we hire them. I don't think they had to do it, have not smoked it last 6 months or something. Whatever. Be creative if you want to be. My point is, you know, I mean that's what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
And if I'm not going to use that courage and that power to do it, that's it. When I came here, that jail, that custody, adult custody, you know, was right.
Yeah.
I got a black sheriff,
Yeah.
and 60% of my detention officers, out of 2,500 officers in the sheriff's department, 60% of 1,400 African American women.
Right. We thank you, County Commissioner John Wiley Price. This has been an awesome gathering for the young team. Now you see what we're talking about. You got exactly what you wanted.
Absolutely.
We're going to ask you to come back, Commissioner. We want to thank you for all of the work in the community and the name that you have across this nation.
Yeah.
Really
Yes.
kind.
This is
Thank you.
Esther Davis. We'll be right back. Don't go away.